my Superman sounded gay? I don't think...
Let's go back to Star Ocean 3. He wore a third of a dress, stockings, no draws, and if you get his good guy ending, he spends his entire life killing with a dude who he can't admit that he loves.
Have you been to Japan?
Yes. I learned a valuable lesson, but yes.
Okay. Yeah, they walk around in the skirts. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's true that I will tend to get cast as the sort of the metrosexual. Yeah, thank you.
It's just shorter.
Yeah, the gender-bending character, because I think that I can play that character with sincerity. Somebody once tried to figure out what kind of characters I play, and they're like, well, you play dark brooding heroes, and then you play these maniacal guys like Albedo, and then you play, the cross-dressers, and they're like, what's the common thread? And the common thread that someone came up with, which I thought was really brilliant, was sincerity. That if I'm going to be this character, he's sincerely going to be, upset about whatever happened to him, and so he's brooding about it. Or if I'm going to be maniacal, I'm going to be sincerely maniacal. Like, I'm really going to want to rip your head off. And then if I'm going to play a guy who's a cross-dresser, that's really his identity. So that was one of the things that we focused on Ghost Slayer's Ayashi, where I play a cross-dressing Shinto priest. Right? And it's fantastic. Oh, I look gorgeous. And Steve Bloom plays the sort of, rakish, rough around the edges hero dude. And there's a scene where the two of us are in the rain together, and the outtakes from that, oh dear God. So X-rated. But when we were doing it, it was like, you can get guys who can play Fae, but they don't really understand what that's about. That it's not just about doing a stereotype, that there's something going on there. And with the Shinto priest, he shows up and he looks like a girl, and this one guy says, oh, would you like to come to our all-female bath? And he laughs, he goes, I'm a guy, right? And that's that thing, they like to play, that the whole point is that he's not really a girl, he is a guy, he just cross-dresses because that's part of his sort of religious stuff that he's doing. And that somehow I know where that is. It's Dionysus. I play Puck in Midsummer Night's Dream. I play those characters that sort of dance on that line of stuff. So, Alucard dresses as a girl. Hello. Girly card. And it doesn't get much more butch than Alucard. My God.
Yeah, and my second question, because I got way off topic.
I know. I distracted you.
Two actually. One, why weren't you at the after hours with the voice actors last night? Because that was fun.
First of all, I was very tired.
That's okay.
I was coming in. And honestly, they do the after hours panel, you have to reveal stuff you wouldn't normally say in a panel. Yeah, like what? What haven't I already said? Anything I'm not going to say in here, I'm not going to say anywhere, because it's like my personal life, and you don't get to know that, I'll tell, one of my things is, I'm here and I share myself with you, and I will tell you stories about my childhood and how I pooped my pants, or
let's not do that.
I don't care. It doesn't matter, because I'm okay with coming up and saying this. But I don't talk about my family. I don't talk about my loved ones, because they didn't sign up for this. They didn't sign up to be a public person. So I'm not going to talk about them. But I'll tell you all the silly shit I did, and I'm sort of, I'll be totally shameless and honest about it. So I don't need an 18 and over panel to talk about that. It's anime, We've got cross-dressing Shinto priests. What are you gonna do? How much crazier can we get than that?
Yeah, and the last one being, when you gonna go back to Anime Central? I'm tired of having to chase and hunt you down.
This stuff, a lot of it's on my website, but I have to be invited to a convention. I think it's presumptuous.
I can get that done.
Huh?
I can get that done.
Okay, and then they have to work out the details with my agent.
I can get that.
Then that's, and all that's on my website, and that's usually the deal. People are like, why don't, I think it's presumptuous of me to call up a convention and say, hey, you want me as a guest, right? No, they don't, I wait for them to invite me. If they would like to have me, great. Then talk to my agent, we'll work out the details, and if we can work out the details, then I come.
Cool. And not like any voice or anything, but if you could just say, stop downloading anime or I'll kill blah 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 blah. Right quick. Hold on, that way.
I'm not the Terminator. No, seriously, like, this is, I can't go running around wagging my finger at people. That's not my job.
I know, but it's just funny.
But the implications of something that goes up on YouTube like that is different.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I'm up here having fun with you guys, but you understand that I have to watch my back because she's recording. Everything I do will probably end up on YouTube at some point. So I have to be very conscious of what I do and do not say. Yeah, so there you go. I have a man here who's walking and talking. What's up, Russ? How are you doing?
Just to keep it rolling. I mean, we're going to time.
Okay. Tell me when we need to cut it off.
No.
I'm your monkey. I'm everybody's monkey.
Well, I'm pretty much done, but just on the side note, now would be a good time to actually read the Hellsing manga because the anime, the OVA that you have, is 90% based off of the manga.
Right.
That's it. You enjoy it.
Refer to earlier questions. Next.
All right. Xenosaga, that's where I first heard your voice. Or no, actually it's Chobits. Hideki.
Yeah.
But I started following you in Xenosaga. My favorite
Saw you
scene.
following me. Yeah.
Albedo, he's one of my favorite characters. I actually try to impersonate his voice every once in a while when I'm having fun. The laugh, that laugh is awesome.
Thank you.
That's one of my favorite things to impersonate too. But where did you get the inspiration for that? Did it just come like when you were in the set or something?
I don't know. I mean, the inspiration for it was I have to fill this crazy laugh, and I have to do it with his voice, and I have to just sort of go there. I think it goes back to that sincerity thing. Like, in the original Japanese game, there's that scene where he cuts off his own head, and they thought that would be too brutal for the American audience, so they changed it where he rips off his own head. Because that's so much better, right? Any guy who's willing to rip off his own head and then laugh at you while it's on the floor, you gotta feel that, That's a crazy mofo, and you just sort of gotta go with it. So I just sort of, reach down to my inner child and laugh like a crazy man.
Next question. In Kingdom Hearts, you voiced William Turner, I believe, and Setzer.
Yes.
For William Turner and all other that I know of Pirates of the Caribbean games, did they come to you for that? Because I found it quite funny that they couldn't actually get whoever was doing it.
Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando who, Rob Pattinson who. No, the deal was that many times they don't want to use the original actors, many times because the original actors are busy, or they don't do video games, or there's a million different reasons. But for whatever reason, they decided that they wanted to recast all the voices do voice matches for the Pirates of the Caribbean. That was not the case with Tron. They actually got Bruce Boxleitner to come back and do his character and some other ones. But like David Warner is British and he didn't want to come back, so they had to get someone to do Sark for Tron. So it just depends on who's available and if they want to do it and everything else, and if they don't, they get someone else. So, but I auditioned just with everybody else in LA. I mean, I went to my agents, recorded it, sent it in, and they picked me, so.
Last question, I can't remember which one, it was one of the Hellsing DVDs. They were showing the behind the scenes stuff and they were saying how animated you were with your characters. I remember saying how you were basically holding up an arm or something and then acting that part out. Yeah. Are you like that with other characters as well, like every role you do?
It depends. If the character's doing something physical, I usually end up doing something physical to match it. But somebody like Togusa in Ghost in the Shell is so laid back that I actually usually got my hands in my pockets. And because he has to be that casual, he shouldn't sound like a dub, And that's actually, I think on like one of the websites was really cool. There's a scene in the first season of Ghost in the Shell standalone complex called The Interceptor.